Sometimes the jobs behind the scenes are some of the most important. In this case, behind the scenes of a rapidly spreading virus. Described as unsung heroes, medical laboratory workers are helping to solve a pandemic puzzle. It's an essential role that is experiencing a shortage due to growing demand and many workers in the field reaching retirement age. As Delane Cleveland reports, a local program aims to get more people in the profession.
Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, testing has become a crucial part of trying to get the world back to normal. It helps to stop the spread of the virus and saves lives in the process.
We put the kits together. We put a lot of kits together, thousands.
Kayla Krales is a medical laboratory scientist at Maple Grove Hospital. And one of her many responsibilities is to process those COVID tests.
You wouldn't know who's positive or negative. You wouldn't know how rampant this disease is or this virus is. And you wouldn't know when the numbers are actually coming down. So without us, you don't have any data.
Without the work of the medical lab scientists like Kayla, doctors wouldn't have the full picture of what's happening with their patients.
Lab work is a very essential part of healthcare.
Yet, while the position seems essential, experts say there's a 7% vacancy rate for medical lab workers nationwide, a void that's become more pronounced since the onset of the pandemic.
It definitely has made every lab a much busier place to be. And not just the COVID testing, it's the testing you do for the patients who are sick with COVID. The volume of testing has gone up tremendously.
Corey Fisher is an adjunct professor for the medical laboratory science program at North Hennepin Community College.
Right now, what I'm doing is I'm counting red blood cells.
And she's doing her part to help local medical labs fill those openings.
And I really want there to be more people doing this job. I don't think enough people know what it is to be a medical lab tech.
Since 2010, North Hennepin has partnered with St. Cloud State University on this medical lab science program. The way it works is that current laboratory professionals with 2-year degrees can get their bachelor's degree by taking courses one night a week in Brooklyn Park. And instead of doing lab work in class, they do their clinical rotations at their place of employment.
I personally think it's incredibly rewarding. I love it.
The degree helps lab professionals climb the career ladder.
COVID has certainly increased that demand for laboratory personnel.
Pat Ellinger is one of the program faculty at St. Cloud, and she hopes more people consider this career path.
We're constantly getting calls and emails from employers asking, when do you have more graduates coming out of your program so that we can hire them?
Without the lab, your doctor's just guessing.
Kayla is a graduate of the program herself. She says earning the degree opens a lot of doors and comes with a financial benefit. But above all else, she knows she's helping other people.
You are very much behind the scenes, but it's very rewarding.
In Maple Grove, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Those medical lab workers will get a boost in the battle against COVID with a new vaccine that will soon get shipped to Minnesota. Over the weekend, the FDA approved a third vaccine to prevent COVID-19. The one-dose Johnson & Johnson shot joins Pfizer and Moderna in the nation's vaccine arsenal. Stay tuned to ccxmedia.org for the latest on how this will impact doses and speed up the vaccination process. In Minnesota, case rates are inching downward as of Monday at 3.6%, the lowest since June, while vaccinations are trending upward, now at 1.37 million doses administered, a 20% increase since the middle of last week. To put that into further perspective, 1 in 6 Minnesotans have now received at least one shot. In other news, Brooklyn Park Police continue to investigate an incident in which a traffic accident turned into an armed robbery. Officers responded to the incident Sunday at about 3:50 p.m. in the 6200 block of 65th Avenue. According to police, 2 vehicles were involved in the accident. Police say when the victim went to exchange insurance information, he was robbed at gunpoint by the occupants in the other vehicle. That vehicle then fled with shots fired at the victim as they took off. Police recovered evidence of gunshots. As of Monday afternoon, no arrests had been made. The nonprofit Prism continues to see an increased number of families come into its Golden Valley food shelf. One staff member says they've seen an increased number of families coming in who need diapers. The nonprofit doesn't get any discounts purchasing diapers like it does non-perishable food items. So they just finished up a donation drive for diapers. They had a goal of collecting 2,021 for the year 2021.
Really trying to kind of pull the curtains back and show the broadness that food shelves do in the community, that it's not just, like I said, those pantry staples, but we're doing so much more, and people can get involved in more ways than just donating food.
Prism says it's always accepting donations. It even has a Target and Amazon registry set up for people to donate. You can learn more on Prism's website. 3 companies from the northwest suburbs have made it to a new top workplaces list. The list is compiled by the Star Tribune and a survey firm. Here are the local companies receiving recognition. They are New Horizon Enterprises, a child care company based in Plymouth. New Horizon was recognized in the category with between 1,000 and 2,500 employees. The other local companies made the category of between 500 and 1,000 employees. Each of them is in Golden Valley. They are Lube Tech, a family-owned manufacturing company, and SDG, which stands for Solution Design Group. SDG uses software technology to help companies achieve business goals and reduce risk. We'll have a link to the full list on our website, ccxmedia.org.
RJ Chakolis is a standout in 2 sports for the Hopkins Royals. Currently, he is working hard for the chance to become a repeat state wrestling champion. Jason Millo profiles Chakolis in this week's CCX Sports Spotlight.
Reigning state wrestling champion RJ Chakolis remembers when he was a rambunctious kid taking down defenseless stuffed animals.
The first time I ever wrestled, my dad bought me a big Winnie the Pooh teddy bear. And I used to just throw it around and like wrestling. He used to show me moves on that, and that was when I was like 4 to 5 years old. So, I mean, it definitely it's been a part of my life for a long time.
Winnie the Pooh has since recovered, we think, and RJ is the top-ranked 220-pound wrestler in the state. In his first match this season, the Hopkins senior became the all-time wins leader for the Royals.
I remember Coach Gate was reminding me like the first week of practice what was going on for the first meet, and the news was there. So I was like, oh, I almost forgot it was happening again. But once it happened, man, it felt really good. It's right after my accolade for the state championship because I've been wrestling for Hopkins since 7th grade, and that's something that's very important now.
When RJ set the new wins record in January, he surpassed Alec Agate. Agate's father, Derek, is the head wrestling coach at Hopkins and goes back a long way with the Chakolis family. When RJ was in middle school, Derek brought him into the Royals program.
It was awesome for me to have been there when my son did it and coached him then, and then to be the head coach when RJ breaks it. And my son was there to see it and kind of hand off the baton, and so that was pretty special for me.
RJ comes from a wrestling family. His grandfather Richard coached wrestling at Minneapolis North for more than 25 years and is a member of the Hall of Fame. He still comes to all of RJ's matches.
My grandpa is my #1 supporter right after my parents. You know, he's me and my sister, everything to us. You know, him and my nana passed away not too long ago, but they were there every day. You know what I'm saying? So just having him and everybody knowing him, going to the tournaments and saying, oh, this is Mr. Chakolis, and it's just like, it's really cool. It makes me proud, and then just knowing that he did something and now it's my turn to do something, it feels really good.
RJ's father, Richard Jr., aka Happy, was a 5-sport athlete at North and went on to play football at the Air Force Academy. RJ also played football at Hopkins and credits his father with helping him evolve into a dynamic playmaker on both sides of the ball.
My dad would tell Coach D not to let me play in the game if I don't watch film. So, I mean, me and my dad watch film all day for wrestling. We do it for wrestling and we do it for football. So, I mean, it's just like, when I watch enough film and then we're walking through it in practice and seeing the stuff they're gonna do, it just kind of comes to me, I feel like, naturally. And that's what makes the game fun, is when it just comes naturally and it slows down because you already know what's happening, and that's when they make big plays.
RJ doesn't know yet where he'll go to college. He does know he wants to be a student athlete at the next level and ideally play football and wrestle.
Everybody asks me which sport do I like more, and it's just like I've wrestled longer than I've played football. but when I play football, there's nothing better than it. So it's just like, I love both sports so much, and it's something that they correlate together. You know, good wrestlers become good football players can be good wrestlers. So I just feel like the situation I was put in and being able to succeed in both, I feel like that's something I would just want to keep doing.
RJ's overtime victory in last year's 195-pound state title match was a high point, but also created a new summit. He's now climbing to win the 220-pound state title and go out a two-time champion. For the CCX Sports Spotlight, I'm Jason Malillo.
Another fun fact about RJ, in 2015, he was on the Robbinsdale 10-11-year-old All-Star Little League team that won the state tournament. A reminder of our CCX Sports Play of the Week. Each Monday, 4 top plays from the past week in local prep sports are up on our website to vote on. Go to our website at ccxmedia.org, click on the Sports tab, and then go to Play of the Week. And here's last week's winner. Totino-Grace basketball's Leah Dengerud's basket and one in the Eagles' recent win over Osseo. Congratulations to Leah. Go vote now for this week's winner. And that's all for sports. I'm John Jacobson. Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.